On the Virgil van Dijk handball, and incidentally, we did hear from the VAR hub that they had looked at it in the build-up to that first goal, and where it wasn't relevant, but they said the evidence was inconclusive, and I think you've all agreed yourselves.
Connor's excited there, and he's emotional because they've done well coming to Anfield. On another day, get something, but really, in the cold light of day, it wasn't a handball by Van Dijk. When you see the angles we've got. I'm sure the referees.
But even as a Liverpool man, Graeme, are you happy with the offside? That goes
no, I'm going to come to that. So that was no handball on Van Dijk, shoulder on Lallana, so that goal should stand. And then under the current rules, the offside was correct when their goal was disallowed, and that's the rules. And what you have to believe as a player, it used to be bad luck, good luck, will even itself out over the season. Now that I'm long gone from football, it didn't. It works out maybe over your career, but it doesn't work out evenly over a season, and that's what you have to take on the chin.
I think football fans, when they see the lines come out, their hearts sink. Especially when you see celebrations like we've seen today, and then suddenly they're being ruled out for millimetres, Jamie. What's your take on it?
VAR is costing football goals, and I think we're the only country that actually puts the lines on the pitches. I read some of that the other day to try and show supporters and people watching at home basically what it is. If you go back to football, when it was first started, offside was about stopping people goal hanging, not about someone's little toe or armpit being offside. Now VAR is being brought in, and this is the biggest thing offside that I think winds supporters up. And does it wind me up? Yes, it does a little bit because we're losing goals.
22 so far this season on marginal offsides.
But listen, if you listen to supporters, people are chatting about it in the stadium, you listen on social media, everyone's got an answer to the offside. The offside is the biggest thing that in some ways is killing VAR. I think a lot of it is decent and good. The perfect example being the Liverpool goal. That's VAR at its best. But no one has given me an answer or a theory on how you make the offside one.
We did.
Better. But that's the only one. So people are talking about... People always mention daylight. That was never a rule. But what you're actually proposing, I think, is the most sensible one. But I hear people talk about it being most obvious. The one Graeme mentioned, actually, is one small part of your body is now offside. Do it the other way, where a tiny bit of your body needs to be onside. Really, that could be something going forward, because we're losing goals in this game. But I just want to get to the actual VAR of it. Offside, no matter what your rule is, the one we just spoke about there would be more goals, if you like. But it will still be about that.
Yeah,
it will still be
about that a lot less.
It would always be offside.
It'd be about a lot less.
I know, but it will always...
It's easier for the referees to get right as well.
OK, but what I'm saying is offside will always be about a line and whether you're that side or that side. And people keep talking about how small these lines are and how much is between the defender's foot or the attacker's foot. That's offside. It'll always be about being one side of the line or another. And what Graeme proposes will give us more goals. We're losing goals, but it will still be about...
But won't it feel morally better as well?
No, if you were drawing up the lines today, we all accept the boys are quicker, the more athletic today. If you were drawing the rules of the football up today and you were saying, we're going to invent a game where it has to be attractive and exciting for the supporters, the one we're proposing...
The Souness law.
Yeah, the one we're proposing would add to the excitement more than the current rule stands. I mean, and I think it'd be simpler for the referees to get right, certainly simpler for VAR to get right. It would shorten the process of going through back to Stockley Park and them looking at it. Far simpler for them. There'd be a lot more goals, which the knock-on effect of a lot more goals in terms of the team that's conceding the goals, they have to go chasing the game then. Then you'd have even more goals. So right away you're making the whole package a lot more attractive. And I think, if you were to go through, I think you saw Conor Cody's frustrations boiling out. When he sees it in the cold light of day, he'll go, under current rules, the referee got them right.
It's not VAR, is it?
But
it's
we have
the rules that are a problem.
So that one rule, if you change that one rule to any bit of you onside, the goal stands. And it would make life a lot simpler and more goals.
And that's what will improve as well, because we're talking about it and people watching the game at home have got the commentary to explain things. In the stadium, they don't know really. They're the same as the players. They know even less than the players. You've got to remember, this is a stadium full of people wanting to watch the game, wanting to enjoy it. The emotion, poor Neto there, first Premier League goal in front of the Kop. disallowed. You know, fans don't know whether to celebrate, managers don't know whether to celebrate. So it's taken all that side out of it as well, because that's what's created. So for the team that get the boost, if you like, Liverpool, that's given them a lift. Manchester City the other day, when the penalty was saved and then retaken, to give them the lift. For the team that's had it against them, really, really hurts them. But it's something that, I know Connor didn't ask for it, the players didn't, but the managers did agree to this, but it's still going to take a little bit of fine-tuning. But I agree, Graham's rule would definitely improve things.
See, the frustrations it caused. You see Nuno. You know, and I've been there. It drives you mad. You think the world's against you. At that time, when you're on the touchline, you get caught up in a moment. You see Connor at the end of it, frustrated out of his head. But in the cold light of day, he'll look at those and he'll go, you know what, under the current rules, they were all correct decisions. But we have to address that. That cannot go on. You know, the amount of investment has been made in this VAR, it's here to stay. But we have to tweak it, and there have to be brave decisions to go and change the offside rule that stood.
But it's not
for a long
VAR,
time.
You're talking about changing the law.
That's what I'm saying. But VAR's here to stay.
Yeah.
I've just said it's
Yeah.
not about that. It's about changing offside rule to make it more acceptable to everybody, from the players who are involved to the supporters and all the other stakeholders.